What do you think is missing then from the international conversation when it comes to this war and when it comes to Hamas specifically?
First of all, I think, you were saying that there's these posters of the hostages in your neighborhood and that they're top of mind, but I don't think that they're top of the diplomatic conversation, the international conversation, whether in the media, in newspaper articles that I'm reading, and segments from American and British television that I'm watching. I don't think that they're the top thing. And really, they should be, because every single I watch the news in English and in Hebrew because those are the languages I know, right? Every single English speaking country in the world has, except maybe not New Zealand, but the major ones have hostages in Gaza. They should all be talking about what is their government doing to try to bring home the hostages. And I don't think that that's top of mind. And I see that with the United States as well, which, they have more hostages than I think any country other than Israel. They should be talking about that. The number one effort should be to bring these people home. And instead, the focus is on trying to tie Israel's hands and trying to bring pauses or a ceasefire when, if there's a ceasefire now, then you're just going to have Hamas raise its head again later.
Let's talk about these hostages because it's heartbreaking what is happening. There are hostages as young as 9 months old in Gaza right now, and there's over 200 of them. 5 hostages have returned to Israel so far. What has been Israel's reaction to this?
So 4 of the hostages were released by Hamas, and 1 was rescued by the Israeli army just a day before we're recording this. When the 4 were released, the first 2 were dual Israeli-U.S. citizens who live in the U.S. And it was at a time where there was talk about the U.S. trying to work out some sort of deal to just have U.S. citizens released. So it seemed like it was some sort of gesture, whether likely that came from pressure from Qatar, which sponsors Hamas, together with Iran. So it's likely that Qatar, because it has a fairly good relationship with the U.S., I mean, an excellent relationship with the U.S., they're considered a non-NATO ally nation. Despite being a major funder of a terrorist organization designated by the U.S. as a terrorist organization. In any case, likely Qatar was doing this in order to try to maintain its relationship with the U.S., and my understanding is that it's continuing to try to pressure to release U.S. hostages. That being said, no civilian should be held hostage. No child, no grandmother, no mother or father. Nobody should be held hostage no matter what country they're a citizen of, right? And once again, as we are talking, there have been rumors today of dual citizens being released, but Israelis are people too, and Jews are people too. And the sense is that, Hamas might get away with it. I mean, they've already gotten away with it, but they might get away with it for even longer because they think they can get away with just releasing the dual citizens.